You know what I like about Dali is that there was a meeting of the opposition parties which was called by Zuma. And I said, I'm not going. So I asked Floyd and Marshall to attend the SG. They went and Dali was there. Dali went to make a presentation of a paper in that first meeting where he said the EFF must close down with the other parties and then form something under Zuma's leadership. I mean, things happen the way they happen. I mean, Floyd and Marshall, you know him, he's just there and he speaks when it is necessary. But Floyd is the one who was leading the discussion. Who said, no ways, it's not going to happen, and all of that. And then he comes back extremely shocked that Dali is not only proposing it, he has written it down. He has had time to think about it and wrote it down. So I said, no, sir. Then we agreed that we must meet, all parties must go consult their leadership, blah, blah. What is our position? I said, but that's madness. We can't do that. We closed the EFF to Zuma. Not 1 year. It was not even formed at that time. To what? Like, to do what? I don't understand that. Then perhaps Dali realizes they are not doing a good job. He comes himself to me when they were all there as the officials in the 5th floor. He says, no, he wants to see me. I said, no, sharp, come. But I knew what he was going to tell me. So I brought Floyd and I brought Marshall into the meeting. And then he said that. He says, so I told him, no, it's not going to happen. I don't agree with that. And there's no EFF that is going to close shop. In his skillful way, you know, him said, okay, plus we're late now in the elections. Maybe after the elections, we can engage about it again. I said, no problem. And then, again, Floyd and Marshall went back to the meeting to give their party structures a position. They came back and said to me, the president of ATM, Zungula, said, of all of us here, parties, the only party with a national footprint, which is properly established with machinery, is the EFF. Let's collapse this thing. Let's collapse all of us into the EFF. Olomisa was in that meeting. That president of the PAC was there. I don't know if Carl Neos was there or what. They were all there. I still refuse. I said, I'm not going. I'm not part. I don't agree with that. And then that's what they said. Zungula is the one who said, actually, the EFF is the way. Then Zuma responded and said, no. Can you imagine an old person voting for EFF?
So, guys, the back and forth between the EFF and Umkhonto we Sizwe Party continues. And they are still fighting about the so-called black unity. I mean, like, it is so funny watching the so-called black political parties failing to even unite by themselves. I mean, like, these are political parties that are going around and saying that under our leadership, we can unite the black people in this country. Under our leadership, we can unite the black people in this country. But funny enough, these two political parties, they basically have the same ideology, but they cannot come together for the betterment of their constituency. So now they are fighting. They are fighting. And we did say that, guys, there is going to be a huge fight between the EFF and the MK party. I remember last year, I did say that the biggest fight that we are going to see as we go to 2029 elections, it is not going to be between the ANC and the DA. No, that is not going to be the biggest fight. The biggest fight that we are going to see, it is going to be between the EFF and Umkhonto we Sizwe Party. The reason being, these two political parties, they share a constituency. These two political parties, they share the voters. So each political party wants to be dominant. So the EFF wants the MK party to die, and the MK party wants the EFF to die. I mean, like, as much as right now they are coming out and pretending like we want to unite. There is no such thing. These two political parties cannot survive. They are too big and they want the same things, and they actually want the same voters. This is the reason why they are going to fight. And the fact that Umkhonto we Party slapped the EFF when the EFF was about to go to the second biggest political party in the country. You remember before the elections, this is what the EFF used to say, that now it is time to dethrone the DA and become the second biggest political party in the country. Then Jacob Zuma on the 16th of December came out and said that, guys, I want all of you to come and vote for Umkhonto we Party. And Umkhonto we Party basically knocked the teeth out of the EFF, and the EFF today, it is 9%, and Umkhonto we Party, it is 15%, if I am not mistaken. So I did say last year that this is going to be the biggest fight that we are going to see as we go to 2029 elections. But of course, I was ridiculed. People saying that, no, there's no such thing, man. These two political parties, they are almost the same. These two political parties are going to work nicely together. I mean, like, there's no such thing. This is politics. And this is politics at the end of the day. And you have to remember the history of the leaders of these two political parties. I mean, like, I don't think that Jacob Zuma has forgiven Julius Malema for what he did when he was in office. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So, guys, you remember after the meeting of President Ramaphosa and President Trump in White House, there was a social media post, and I think this social media post is the one that actually reignited the fight. Of course, there was bad blood between these two political parties already, but I think this social media post is the one that basically reignited the fight. So after that meeting of Donald Trump and Cyril Ramaphosa, this social media post went up online and said that the ANC and the DA have closed ranks. Ego politics aside, it is now time for the progressive left to join forces. So basically, this person was basically saying that you can see, guys, that the ANC and the EFF, the ANC and the DA went to the White House and they were basically defending each other there. They closed the ranks. And you can see that these people are working together in the government of national unity. It is time for these two political parties to come and join forces. And Julius Malema said it is not going to happen. It is not going to happen. So this is when Julius Malema basically responded to this post saying that it won't happen. It won't happen. And after Julius Malema said that it won't happen, you saw the members of the MK party that were happy with the idea of joining forces with the EFF coming out again and attacking Julius Malema. After the elections, Julius Malema came out and said that the EFF is accepting the election results, but the MK party still went out and said that the elections were rigged. The elections were rigged. Till today, they cannot provide proof that the elections were rigged. So Julius Malema coming out and saying that the EFF accepts the election results, it actually made him a target of the MK party. The supporters of the MK party, they hated him with everything they have because somehow they thought that Julius Malema was going to fight this fight for them. And Julius Malema said, no, I'm not going to be used by the MK party people because people are going to demand simple proof. Where is the proof? If you're going to go out and say that the elections were rigged, then at least you need to be able to provide the proof. I mean, till today, the MK party cannot provide the proof. They are going around, they did the marches, they did the protest, but they cannot provide the proof that the elections were basically rigged. So after Julius Malema said that this thing is not going to happen, guys, this unity that you guys are fantasizing about, it is not going to happen. And I must say that I cannot blame Julius Malema because you remember what the MK party put the EFF through. I mean, all of us remember what the MK party put the EFF through. And the same people that were laughing at the EFF when the EFF were losing its members to the MK party, today they are coming out and saying that, no, Julius Malema needs to be matured. Julius Malema needs to understand that this is bigger than him. He needs to put his ego aside. He needs to put his dirty attitude aside and work with the MK party. The same MK party that was laughing at him, the same MK party that was saying that Julius Malema's party needs to be closed down because it is dead. Today, they are coming out and saying, I mean, like, let's work together, man. Let's work together. And Julius Malema says that I cannot trust these people. I cannot trust these people. So I understand Julius Malema. I understand Julius Malema because the MK party put the EFF through a PR nightmare. It was a PR nightmare. Every week, we would hear of a senior member of the EFF leaving the EFF for the MK party. Like, these people were living like week after week. Week after week. The EFF was not getting any chance. I mean, people were saying, okay, Julius Malema, maybe it's time for you to close shop. Maybe it's time for you to close shop because this Zuma party is eating your lunch. Is eating your lunch. But today, the same people are demanding the unity from the economic freedom fighters. So Julius Malema was in Free State a couple of days ago, and he did address this thing of the fake unity between the EFF and the MK party. And this is what Julius Malema said.
To the EFF. Let's go Amaka, Kebo Ace Makashule,
Don't be lied to by the likes of Isma Khashule,
Barbabata unity
saying they want unity.
of black people. Amakashule Abata unity of black people. Why are formulas Paza shop says hi?
If Mahashule wants a unity of black people, why did he start a political party? But Julius Malema says that it is it's Paza shop. I mean, I cannot get over this video of Julius Malema. I know I did play this video of Julius Malema the last time, but every time when I hear him referring to these political parties as spaza shops, I cannot help myself but laugh, man. Julius Malema is something else. Julius Malema is something else.
As a joiner EFF
And he did not join the. And why didn't he join the EFF?
that existed before he formed the spaza shop.
There's an old man in KZN.
Unity.
They call him Zuma. He says he wants unity.
Reunite Zuma. We will never unite with Zuma, who wants to kill the EFF. Will never unite with MK that exists to destroy the EFF. We are not friends to the enemies of the EFF. Whether Trump says the same thing about the two of us, we don't care. We must never be tempted to unite with the agents who want to destroy the EFF. If Zuma Batla unity of black people, why did he form MK when there was EFF? Because how from a party you are already dividing people. You must join the existing organization that pursues the same agenda, which is the EFF. There is no unity they are talking about. They are pretentious about it. Zuma is about himself and about his family. That's why he went to form that spaza shop. Today, Kopi is complaining about Paris. Hi to me today. Today,
Kopiz is complaining about Paris. It did not start today. It started the time when Isma Khashule was still in office. Isma Khashule basically taking the resources and giving them to Paris.
Today, Urutlo contest more Ward 16.
Today he says that he wants to contest in Ward 16.
A contest of young because he's the one who brought people from Paris to come and work a year at Kwakwati. He went to fetch the money and make sure that Paris looks like Paris, whereas we are suffering.
So this is Julius Malema, and I think his position is quite clear, man. I think his position is quite clear that he wants nothing to do with the MK party. Like, he wants nothing to do with the MK party. And I must say, it is strange to see people actually saying that Julius Malema is immature and all sort of things. I mean, like, why would you unite with the people that have been recruiting your members? I mean, Floyd Shivambu yesterday did an interview on SABC, and he did say a lot. But I want us to focus on two sections of that interview. So, this fake unity conversation that has been going around, Floyd Shivambu does not understand why the EFF does not want to unite with the MK party and why Julius Malema hates the MK party so much. Apparently, Floyd Shivambu does not understand. But then again, I cannot blame Floyd Shivambu, man. I mean, like, I don't know what the hell is happening with Floyd Shivambu. Floyd Shivambu joining the MK party is a total different person. It's almost as if when he got there in KZN, they took his brains out and they said that go around with a shell of a head, because the things that Floyd Shivambu says are totally insane. I mean, you cannot tell me that the senior members of the MK party do not understand why the EFF does not want anything to do with them. Are these people basically telling us that the senior members of the MK party do not understand why the EFF wants nothing to do with them? But this is Floyd Shivambu, the same Floyd Shivambu who said that he was misled about Jacob Zuma. The same Floyd Shivambu who used to criticize Jacob Zuma and give people evidence of corruption of Jacob Zuma. But today, he's at the Zuma party and he's telling the people how wonderful Jacob Zuma is. So I am not surprised when Floyd Shivambu goes out to the media and spews nonsense. And today, I am surprised that Floyd Shivambu wants to force the EFF to get into this unity. When you remember when the ANC wrote a letter to the MK party and said that, guys, can you come and negotiate so that we can see what's going on with the government of national unity? Floyd Shivambu himself, he went out to the media and said that the MK party does not need any political party to take power because they believe that the MK party is such a strong political party. They don't need anybody else. They will take the power by themselves. But today, Floyd Shivambu says, no, we need to unite with the EFF so that we can make a difference in people's lives. So what happened with Floyd Shivambu telling the people that the MK party can take the power by themselves? The MK party does not need any political party. They are too big themselves. They can do everything by themselves. But today, he says that we need the EFF to go and to march with the EFF and to do things with the EFF so that we can make a difference. I mean, like, it's almost as if these people, they say one thing, and when they get to the next interview, they forgot what they said in the previous interview, which is quite insane. So now, Floyd Shivambu is pretending like he doesn't understand why Julius Malema hates the MK party so much. He does not understand the language that he does not understand why Julius Malema is using the kind of language that he is using when he speaks about the MK party. I mean, like, I have totally given up on Floyd Shivambu, man. I have totally given up on Floyd Shivambu. I don't want to lie. I've given up.
Very difficult to understand the political and ideological position of the EFF currently because the EFF is co-signatory of a charter which unites the Progressive Caucus in Parliament, which espouses common values and principles. But in some other articulations, I think there was a characterization of Mkhonto Wesizwe as enemy number one, and then I think their leader said in one of the platforms in the recent past that the MK is led by a stupid and the followers are stupid and everything else. But we have never got a substantial submission of what causes such a very sorry and unfortunate, unintelligent observation. Very difficult to understand the political. And
so he basically called Julius Malema unintelligent. So they don't understand. Like, this is what Floyd Shivambu is telling the country, that they do not understand. They do not understand why the EFF is taking the position that they are taking right now. And isn't it funny? You know, yesterday I was watching a video there by Zizi Polubelwana, and one of the things that she said is that why is the MK party only desperate to unite with the EFF? Why can't these people unite with other political parties? What this obsession with the EFF? What is this obsession with the EFF? Why do they want to unite with a political party that they were mocking a couple of months ago? Why do they want to unite with a political party that they believe is led by a sellout? Because this is how the MK party members are describing Julius Malema. They say that Julius Malema is a sellout. Julius Malema went out and said that the elections were not rigged, and knowing very well that the elections were rigged, despite them not even being able to provide the proof that the elections were rigged. These people are insulting the EFF at every turn. They're insulting the EFF at every turn. But right now, it seems like they are desperately trying to unite with the EFF. They want to unite with the EFF by force. And Floyd Shivambu went from, I don't know why the EFF is taking the position that they are taking now, to basically threatening the EFF. This is a threat to the EFF. This is a threat to the EFF. Just listen to this.
And chance.
I think one of the things that they say quite publicly is that they feel MK is actually destroying the EFF perhaps you are actually the prime example that MK took their second most senior person in the EFF. Whether you did it voluntarily, but the fact of the matter is that you were the second in command in the EFF. And
So I'm the one who took the decision to join Umkhonto we Sizwe. I was not recruited.
I mean, like, I don't believe that Floyd Shivambu was not recruited to join the MK party. And the reason I'm saying that is because, guys, you remember that interview that Busisiwe Mkhwebane did with Sizwe Mpofu Walsh just before she left the EFF to the MK party. Busisiwe Mkhwebane, she did say that the MK party has been trying to recruit her for a very long time. So for Floyd Shivambu to go out and try to pretend like the MK party did not recruit me, I went there by myself. I mean, like, this is insane. It is insane. You were recruited to join the MK party. You were recruited to join the MK party. And Busisiwe Mkhwebane going out and basically admitting that this is what the MK party is doing to the EFF. By her admitting that she was recruited by the MK party from the EFF, it tells you that the MK party has actually been working to recruit the talent from the EFF. Clear as day. Clear as day. But somehow the Karl Marx of Limpopo wants us to believe that he was not recruited to go and join the Zuma party, but he went there by himself.
But the fact of the matter is that you were the second in command in the EFF. And
So I'm the one who took the decision to join Umkhonto we Sizwe. I was not recruited. I went to join Umkhonto we Sizwe. I approached Umkhonto we Sizwe to say I want to join and become an ordinary member.
Yeah.
Because I thought that as an ordinary member I can contribute in the growth of the organization and be led as well. You know, the unfortunate reality, or fortunate, I don't know, is that since I was age 21, I've always been at national leadership level, from the SASCO, Young Communist League, ANC Youth League, EFF as a deputy president for 10 years. All of those things, I've always had national leadership responsibilities. I went to join Umkhonto we Sizwe myself. I was not forced or pushed or pulled by anyone. I was pulled by a principle which I still ascribe to now.
Yeah.
So there is no one who is destroying the economic freedom fighters. If there was an intention to do so, we could have a program to recruit members of the EFF to join Umkhonto we Sizwe, which we can successfully do, by the way, including...
Listen to that, guys. It says that the MK party can basically have a program to recruit the members of the EFF if they want to. Meaning that if we want to collapse the EFF, we can collapse the EFF. This is a threat. And this is coming from a Secretary General of a political party that wants to unite with other political party. The Secretary General of a political party that is speaking of black unity. He's out in the media and basically threatening another black political party and say that we can collapse you if we want to do that. And these are people that actually want the black people to believe that they can unite them. They want black people in this country to believe that you guys can unite us. So if you guys are so pure with this intention of yours to unite black people, why would you go out to the media and basically say that you can collapse another political party? And that political party, you also call it a black political party. Why would you go to the media and basically threaten another political party to say that we can recruit you, we can have a program to destroy you if we want to? I mean, like, this is not the kind of language that you hear from the people that actually wants to unite. This is not the type of language that you hear from the people that wants to unite. So what are the intentions of the MK party? That is the question. What is the intention of the MK party?
Which I still ascribe to now.
Yeah.
So there is no one who is destroying the economic freedom fighters. If there was an intention to do so, we could have a program to recruit members of the EFF to join Umkhonto we Sizwe, which we can successfully do, by the way, including the national officials of the EFF. We can be able to recruit them because a lot of them, when we appraised them before we joined the MK, understood squarely and fairly well why it had to be done in that particular way, including provincial and regional leaders. It can be done, but we're not in a mission of trying to destroy the EFF. We're in a mission of having a political and ideological organizational decision and discussion as to how do we unite all the progressive forces. We're having, by the way, there's a model that we have had discussion with the African Transformation Movement under the leadership of course, President Zungula and the spiritual leader, Professor Caesar Nongong. And sound discussion, there is no threat of dissolution of the ATM.
I mean, like, the ATM is as good as disbanded. Like, ever since the ATM has joined forces with the MK party, it is nowhere to be found. They have been swallowed. In the MK party, they swallowed the ATM, just like they swallowed that political party of Mbongani Balui. What was that political party? Shiluva, just like they swallowed that political party of Colin Makubele Saga. And this is basically what they wanted to do with the EFF. You remember the clip that I played of Julius Malema initially? This is what they wanted to do with the EFF also. So for them to go out and say that, no, we don't want these political parties to be disbanded under the Umkhonto weSizwe party, it is a lie. It is a lie. So they want this fake black unity, but at the same time, they cannot stop lying. They cannot stop lying. And this is the reason why I am warning people about these political parties so much. This is why I warn people about these political parties so much, because the language that they speak is it's kind of nice to some people, man. Hearing, oh, this black unity, as black people, we can come together and work together, and hoo-ha, forgetting that these are just comrades that want a lot of people to vote for them so that they can benefit by themselves. This is what they want. They want a lot of people to come and join their political parties so that they can benefit, not the people on the ground.
And the ATM doesn't feel threatened, none whatsoever, by the MK joint rallies, joint programs. Actually, the membership on the ground even got to print a T-shirt which has got ATM logo this side and MK logo on the other side. So that is basically what we're busy with, of unification on an agenda of all the progressive forces. There is no intention, none whatsoever, to dissolve and liquidate any of the organizations that should form part of the progressive bloc.
There you have it, guys. There you have it, guys. The MK party has basically threatened the EFF that, guys, we can destroy you if we want. We can basically destroy you. We can have a program that can destroy your political party. We can take your members from the ground. We can take your members from provincially. We can take your members nationally. If we want to do that, we can actually do that successfully. So, but these are not my words, but these are words of Floyd Shivambu. So I don't know what Floyd Shivambu is actually expecting the EFF to say after he went out and said all of these things. So I suspect that there's still going to be more back and forth between Floyd Shivambu and Julius Malema. And I think this is actually going to get us to why these people fought in the first place. This is going to get us to understand why these two people fought. And this fight might actually get messy because these people, they were together for a very long time. They know each other's secrets. But right now, it seems like gloves are off and they are ready to battle. They are ready to fight. They are ready to fight. And we as South Africans, we are here for it because we want transparency at the end of the day. Give us transparency, guys. Tell us why you guys fought. Tell us why you guys decided to separate. And no matter how these people try, they cannot avoid, because this is actually going to go. This is going to go to get to that, because you can bet your last rand that Julius Malema is going to respond to this. He is going to respond to this. I think maybe the EFF needs to have those famous press conferences, man, so that Julius Malema can speak a bit, man. Like they need to have those press conferences, because it seems like the MK party, through Floyd Shivambu, they are ready for a fight. They are ready for a fight. Guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.